verse 1. Oh, that thou wert as my brother, that sucked the breast of my mother. When I should find thee without, I would kiss thee. Yea, I should not be despised. I would lead thee and bring thee into my mother's house. Who would instruct me? I would cause thee to drink of spiced wine, of the juice of my pomegranate. His left hand should be under my head, and his right hand should embrace me. I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, that you stir not up, nor awake my love until he please. Who is this that cometh up from the wilderness, leaning upon her beloved? I raised thee up under the apple tree.
That goes into something else. But let's read that again from the top, and let's read it slow. I'm going to break it down.
Oh, that thou wert as my brother, that sucked the breast of my mother.
So now, you go out there and you ask a person that claims they know the Bible, what does that mean? Read again, please.
Oh, that thou wert as my brother, that sucked the breast of my mother.
In other words, you're trying to wait. When we go out there and we teach this word, our job is to make it where people come in. All right? So they become part of us. And they want to learn more. That sucked the breast of my mother. What is the breast of my mother? The scriptures. This knowledge that we have. That's in the book of Isaiah. Matter of fact, go to that. No. Precept upon precept. Go ahead.
Isaiah 28 and verse 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast.
Now what did Solomon say? Oh, that thou art my brother, that sucked the breast of my mother. Read that. Read again.
Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast.
Now look up the word wean.
Okay, Isaiah 28 and 9, looking up the word weaned from the Hebrew gamal. It says to deal fully with, to deal bountifully, to repay, requite, to be weaned, to be ripened. That's pretty much it. That's what.
In other words, a baby, when they're born, they suck on their mother's breast to get milk, to get nourishment. Then there comes a time where the baby doesn't have to suck on the mother's breast anymore. So who's going to learn this information? Those that have been taught by others, and they come to a point where they become teachers. All right, and we're going to go back to that.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 2. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also.
Yeah, the faithful men are the elect, and others that shall teach also are the elect. Go ahead.
Back in Isaiah 28 and 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line. Here a little, and there a little. For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people. To whom he said, this is the rest wherewith you may cause the weary to rest, and this is the refreshing, yet they would not hear.
Yeah, this book, you know, like going back to the people that are protesting over the Trayvon incident. When we come with this, if we go to set out a camp where those protesters are, they ain't going to listen. There might be one or two that listen and might go home. You know, there might be a handful that might listen and then go home. There might be one that might be down with it, and he might be of the elect, or he might be down with it for a while and then fall off. Because they're not looking for the scriptures. They're not looking for why things are happening the way they're happening. Because our job is what? The Most High is weeding out Israel to only receive the elect. That's it. Go ahead.
But the word of the Lord was unto them precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little, that they might go and fall backward and be broken and snared and taken.
Yeah, because the ones of you that don't get it, man, you gonna fall. And that's in Romans the 11th chapter and the 7th verse. But anyway, since we showed that clip of that movie about slavery, the Solomon North Up story, we're gonna go into the scriptures on slavery itself. Now, get me Deuteronomy 28, verse 41.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28.
And then we're going to go into scriptures on proving that this so-called white man or any nation that enslaved us, it's only right that they go into slavery.
Deuteronomy 28:41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
And that's straight and to the point. And we did go into captivity. The last captivity is right here in America. That movie 12 Years a Slave, that was about slavery in the 1800s. Go to Jeremiah 15 and start from the top.
Jeremiah 15:1. Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight, and let them go forth. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as are for death, to death, and such as are for the sword, to the sword, and such as are to the famine, for the famine, to the famine, and such as are for the captivity, to the captivity. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. And I will cause them to be removed into all kingdoms of the earth, because of Manasseh the son of Hezekiah king of Judah, for that which he did in Jerusalem. For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside?
Yeah, because these white people and these Moabites, hey, Moabites are not protesting this unrighteous acquittal of George Zimmerman. Hey, Moabites ain't doing that. Hey, them Arabs ain't doing that. Now to show you how stupid you Negroes are, you got Negroes that are locked up in the prison system out there in L.A. because they found out that these Arabs are on a hunger strike. So they say, well, we're going to join them in their hunger strike. How stupid can you niggas be, man? How stupid can you niggas be? When did the Arabs go on a hunger strike or protest against you? Dumbass Negroes, man.
For who shall have pity upon thee?
Ain't no Moabites, ain't no Hamites. Ain't no Hamites protesting against Trayvon Martin being shot and that unjust acquittal. Ain't no Elamites doing that shit, man. Ain't no Ammonites doing that, man. Show you that you Negroes are stupid as hell, man.
Yeah, and anywhere where there's pity for another nation, you'll see Jake right there joining with them. It says, for who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest? Because they don't give a damn about you. Even Michael Jackson sang that song, They Don't Care About Us. He was right about that. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Yeah, because as accomplished as Michael was, they were still talking shit about this guy, man. Although he painted his face white and chopped his nose up, changed his whole face, man. His hair was all like an Edomite's hair, man. He's walking and talking like a damn cracker. They still saw the nigga inside of him, man. I ain't mean to come out that way, but they still saw the nigga deep down inside of him, man. Deep down inside. I mean, he looked like Elizabeth Taylor, but they looked at him and said, "Man, so you ain't fooling me. I can see that nigga in you, man.
I can see the Sambo.
I can see the way you was sopping down that KFC, you know."
The Sambo, they saw the Sambo.
Yeah, I saw the Sambo.
The Sambo.
The Sambo deep down inside your ass. Go ahead.
says, for who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem, or who shall bemoan thee, or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest? Thou hast forsaken me, saith the Lord, thou art gone backward. Therefore will I stretch out my hand against thee and destroy thee. I am weary with repenting. And I will fan them with a fan in the gates of the land. I will bereave them of children. I will destroy my people, since they return not from their ways.
Yeah, that's why that's why Trayvon got blown away. And then they were looking for justice